Have you ever wondered how it would feel to stand where the earth is breaking apart and the sky is alive with colors? To inhale air that smells of both snow and sulfur? To feel steam on your cheeks while ice crackles underfoot? A place where fire and ice breathe together, where two continents drift apart, and where the night sky is about to put on its most spectacular show in years. As you pull your scarf tighter and watch curtains of green and violet ripple above, you might realize that the universe isn't just showing off, it's whispering to you. If those kinds of experiences stir something inside you, then come along. Like and subscribe to follow our journey. Throughout this story, we'll point you toward immersive experiences with skip-the-line ease and free cancellation. Each booking supports local guides and helps us keep telling stories that help you travel deeper and perhaps understand yourself better. When you touch down on an island of lava and moss, your senses wake up. The air tastes of sea salt and sulfur. Reykjavik is the first to greet you. You can smell fresh coffee mingling with sea spray. The slap of waves against the harbor wall keeps time with your footsteps. Hallgrímskirkja rises like a ship's prow above Reykjavik. Its concrete ribs are cool beneath your hand as you approach. And from the tower, you can see the harbor framed by blues, reds, and greens of corrugated roofs. A breeze at the top carries the scent of fried fish from a nearby stall. Down by the water, the Harpa concert hall gleams. Its honeycomb glass facade catches and refracts the light like a crystal. If you're here between late autumn and early spring, consider venturing out after dark to look for the northern lights. Leaving the city lights behind, you'll stand under a sky that feels bigger than it ever has. The cold air nips at your cheeks and your breath turns to mist. You might wait a while, stamping your feet, telling stories. When the lights do appear, if they decide to, you'll see green ribbons unfurl and dance, and you'll feel something shift inside you. Watching the aurora is a lesson in patience and humility. We've included a link in the description to help you plan the best way to search for them. Then leave the city and follow the golden circle. At Thingvellir, run your hand across rough lava rock and feel the tension where two continents pull apart. At Strókur, the smell of sulfur grows stronger. Warmth radiates from the ground. Then suddenly cold mist hits your face as the geyser erupts. You'll cheer or laugh despite yourself. At Godafoss, a gust of wind lifts the waterfall's spray, carrying a faint mineral taste to your tongue. Stand there until droplets cling to your eyelashes and the sound fills your chest. At Kerid, the breeze calms. Sit down on the red gravel. Listen to the soft lap of water against the crater walls. Let the colors soak into your mind like a painting you'll carry forever. There are guided loops around the golden circle that take care of the driving and timing, leaving you free to immerse yourself in these sensations. We've put a link in the description of the tour we recommend. It offers skip-the-line access and free cancellation, so you can focus on what matters. And if you're feeling brave, you can add a detour to Silfra. It's a short but intense swim between continents in 2 to 3 degree water. You'll float past a long stretch of clear blue and surface exhilarated and wide-eyed. There's also a link below to the best way to make that happen. When your jacket dries and your camera battery is half empty, follow the road north. Let the smell of hay turn to salt and watch mountains reshape themselves into new forms. Head north and watch the landscape soften and harden again. Green meadows give way to gray lava fields. The salty tang of the sea seeps into the air as you drive along the fjord. There's a sense of anticipation, a feeling that you're peeling back layers. In Akureyri, wrap your hands around a cone of crispy fish and chips. The hot batter gives way to tender cod, and the harbor breeze feels softer here. It's a simple pleasure that makes you feel at home in a place you've never been before. Then move on to Godafoss. Stand on the wet rocks and let the cool spray speckle your face. The roar of the water echoes off the canyon walls and drowns out the noise inside your head. Legends say idols were thrown into these waters during a conversion to a new faith. Toss a pebble in and imagine letting go of something you no longer need. As the ripples spread, you might feel lighter, humbled by the water's patience. At Lake Mývatn, the smell of sulfur wraps around you like a heavy blanket. Press the clay soil under your boots and feel its springiness. It's disorienting at first, then grounding. Breathe deeply and taste minerals on your tongue. The steam vents hiss, hot air hits your face and then chills. That contrast feels like life itself, shocks and calms intertwined. Place your palm on the ground at Krag Fla and notice how warmth radiates from the earth. Wander through dim Muborgir's black pillars and run your fingers over basalt cooled thousands of years ago. These textures can stir questions. Which parts of you burn bright and which have solidified into strength? In the bath at day's end, sinking into warm, algae-scented water, you might feel a different kind of vulnerability, being held by a landscape and by your own willingness to let it. If you want to experience this region without worrying about navigation, click the link in the description to the day tour from Akureyri. Once the hiss of steam fades and you brush the last bits of sulfur from your clothes, follow the road east. The air grows moist again. The smell of the sea returns, and the mountains begin to fold around you like arms. Drive into the east and feel the world narrow and open at the same time. Fjords carve themselves between mountains. The salty air tastes cleaner. The creak of fishing boats and the occasional call of a gull replace city sounds, and you might notice an unexpected calm settling over you. In a pastel-painted village, wooden shutters tap in the wind like a gentle heartbeat. Everything feels softer here, and you might find yourself breathing more slowly. Not far away, a canyon calls you. At Studlagil, press your hand against basalt columns that stand like organ pipes. They're cold, grooved, and smoother than you expect. The turquoise water whispers against the rock. The air in the canyon is cool and damp. Take a deep breath and feel your lungs expand. The place is both imposing and inviting, and those geometric shapes might make you think about the structures you build in your own life. Which ones shelter you? Which ones confine you? The answer might surprise you. Godafoss sits around another bend. Here the waterfall drops 27 meters but speaks with a gentle voice. Sit in the wet grass and feel the rhythm of the water sync with your heartbeat. Smell the damp earth. Notice how your shoulders drop. There's a sensation of being seen by the landscape, of knowing that your quiet matters. Quiet places like this seem to reflect back the parts of you that crave stillness. There's a link in the description to the shore excursion from Seydisfjordur. As you leave the canyons, the wind shifts again. The smell of ice creeps in. The road curves south toward beaches of black sand and lagoons filled with drifting ice. Point your compass south until the air turns sharp. At Jökulsárlón, stand by the shore and watch icebergs calve off Breiðamerkurjökull with a crack like splitting wood. Touch one and feel its cold bite, marvel at its clarity. The lagoon mirrors everything: sky, ice, birds, your own silhouette. This perfect reflection might make you feel both calm and exposed. There's nowhere to hide from your own thoughts. Cross to Diamond Beach and pick up a chunk of ice. Feel it cool your palm. Taste the salt that lingers. Each melting drop is bittersweet. Beauty slipping away, reminding you that letting go can be an act of reverence. In Vik, ash mixes with salt in the wind. Let the black sand of Reynisfjara run through your fingers. It's fine as ground glass. Stand near the basalt cave and trace the hexagonal columns. Their wet surfaces are cool and slick. You may feel a mix of fascination and unease. The cave hints at secrets. Look out at Reynisdrangar and feel a different kind of shiver. The one that comes from old stories of trolls turned to stone. Legends matter. They remind us of our own stories and shadows. Climb Dyrhólaey and let the wind push against you. On clear days, the surf draws a white line against the black sand. On cloudy ones, the horizon disappears. And you feel like you're suspended between sea and sky. If puffins are nesting, their clumsy flights and bright beaks might make you laugh, easing whatever heaviness you carry. Continue along the diamond circle until Godafoss roars so loudly it rattles your bones. The mist clings to your skin and tastes like rain. Standing there, you might feel a strange mix of fear and awe. Nature doesn't apologize for its power. Upstream at Selfoss, the water arcs more gently. Sit on a basalt ledge, dangle your legs, and feel the ground hum. Ask yourself, which emotions are like Godafoss? Raw, loud, messy. Which are like Selfoss? Soft, continuous, insistent. Holding both might be the key to balance. Take a South Coast tour that combines these extremes and lets you watch ice drift and black sand glitter. At the end, sink into the milky water of the blue lagoon. The warmth seeps into your bones and the silica leaves a soft film on your skin. It feels like being wrapped in a cloud. The mix of exhaustion and gratitude you feel in that moment is hard to describe but easy to remember. The links in the description will help you to plan a similar day if you'd like to do the same. By now, the sound of water has become part of your inner rhythm. Yet there's one more place where water and stillness weave together in a way that might just reset your heartbeat entirely. The road to the West Fjords narrows and the world widens. Moss and heather smell rich after the rain, stirring a sense of nostalgia even if you've never been here before. Peaks rise out of the sea like dark green whales. You might feel both isolated and free at once. Then you reach Dynjandi. 7 cascades spill down like lace, the main drop plunging 100 meters. Walk toward the falls and let the spray dampen your face. The water leaves a faint taste of minerals on your lips. Rainbows hover in the mist. The ground hums softly beneath your feet. It's awe-inspiring, but there's also a grounded peace. As if the Earth's oldest rhythms are aligning with your own heartbeat. You might feel tiny, yet more connected than ever. A half-day bus ride from Isafjordur brings you here. On the way back, stop for fresh seafood. Taste the ocean that gave life to this meal. Feel the heat from the bowl chase away the Westfjord's chill. Sometimes discovery isn't about seeing something new, but about tasting something familiar in a new way. If you'd like to make the same journey, there's a link in the description with the details. Let the fjords teach you what stillness feels like. After days or weeks on this island, your senses have been awakened again and again. The hiss of steam, the crack of ice, the smell of sulfur, the warmth of a bath, the salt on your tongue. You've watched colors so vivid they made your eyes water and touched stones older than memory. You felt small next to waterfalls and endless next to lava fields, somewhere between pulling your hat down against the wind and leaning back in a hot spring. You realize that travel isn't about conquering a checklist. It's about being porous enough to let a place seep into you. Iceland doesn't end when you leave. It lingers. In the tick of a clock that sounds like a geyser. In the smell of coffee that takes you back to Reykjavik's harbor. In the way you pause before crossing a river at home because you remember Godafoss's roar. In the calm that spreads through your chest when you watch rain dance on your window and you recall standing under Dynjandi's spray. Those memories are senses and lessons that you'll carry. So go gently. Travel off-season. Support local guides and artisans. Take carbon-neutral buses. Pick up what you bring in. Respect that wildness doesn't ask for much, just that you tread lightly. Because when you move through the world with care, the world rewards you with experiences that change how you see yourself. If this journey touched you, tap like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next story. We've only just begun to explore Iceland's legends and landscapes. And if you're ready to feel these places for yourself, check the links in the description. Our curated tours, with skip-the-line access and free cancellation, support this channel and the communities that make these experiences possible. Until next time, let the wild stay with you, let it change you, and let it remind you of who you really are.